Hello, mamas. It's your host, B, and welcome back to another episode. Can I ask you a question? When was the last time you did just one thing? Not folding laundry while answering a text, not making dinner while mentally planning tomorrow, not listening to a podcast while cleaning the kitchen. Just one thing. If you're like me, it's probably been a while because somewhere along the way, being busy became normal, almost expected. We wear it like a badge of honor. I'm so busy. I've got so much on my plate. I don't have a second to sit down. And then we have children, especially toddlers, and they completely disrupt our definition of time. You tell them it's time to leave, they stop to look at a rock, then a flower, then an ant, then they absolutely must tell you about a stick they found. And you're standing there thinking, come on, my love, we have places to be. But do we? Or have we just convinced ourselves that every moment has to lead to the next one? Toddlers have this incredible ability to be fully present. They don't care that dinner needs to be made in an hour. They aren't thinking about tomorrow's grocery list. They aren't wondering if they replied to that text. They are completely captivated by a puddle. And honestly, it's kind of amazing. Sometimes I think toddlers are the greatest mindfulness teachers we'll ever have. They remind us to look up, to notice, to wonder, to ask questions, to laugh at absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, adults are over here trying to speed walk through life. I used to think slowing down meant I was falling behind. If I sat down, I felt like I should be doing something. If I watched my child play for 10 minutes, I'd start thinking about the dishwasher. If I had a quiet moment, my brain immediately filled it with a to do list. Sounds familiar? I don't think it's because we're doing motherhood wrong. I think it's because the world celebrates productivity, not presence. We are praised for getting more done, for multitasking, for checking every box. But our children, they don't care how many boxes we check today. They care whether we notice the ladybug they wanted to show us, whether we watch them go down the slide, whether we listen to their story about the dinosaur who somehow ended up living in grandma's bathtub. Children measure time differently. They measure it in connection. And I think that's something we've forgotten. One of the most humbling moments for me is when my child says, Mommy, watch me. Not because they're doing something extraordinary. Usually, they're jumping off the bottom step for the 17th time, but they are looking for something much bigger than applause. They're looking for my attention. They're saying, will you be here with me in this moment? And if I'm honest, sometimes my answer isn't what I wish it were. Sometimes I'm distracted. Sometimes I'm thinking about tomorrow. Sometimes I'm physically present, but mentally somewhere else. I think a lot of us know that feeling, not because we don't love our children, but because our minds are carrying so much. The appointments, the groceries, the bills, the laundry, the birthdays. The mental load is real. So if slowing down feels hard, maybe it's because it is. Maybe we don't need more guilt. Maybe we need more grace. Because here's what motherhood is slowly teaching me: presence isn't about having hours of free time. Sometimes it's about 30 seconds. 30 seconds of putting the phone down. 30 seconds of really listening. 30 seconds of noticing the excitement in your child's eyes over something you almost walked past. Those little moments add up. I don't think our children want us to be perfectly present every minute of every day. That's impossible. But I do think they remember the moments when we truly were. The dance party in the kitchen, the bedtime giggles, the walk that took twice as long because they wanted to inspect every dandelion, the cuddle that lasted an extra minute. Maybe those are the moments that became childhood. Maybe that's the real magic. So today, if your toddler is asking you to stop and look at a bug, or a cloud, or a rock that somehow looks exactly like every other rock, maybe stop. Not because the bug is fascinating, although according to toddlers, it absolutely is, but because for just a moment, you get to see the world through their eyes, a world that isn't measured by productivity or schedules or deadlines, a world measured by curiosity, wonder, connection, and joy. Maybe slowing down isn't about doing less. Maybe it's about being where your feet are, because these little people won't always ask us to stop and admire a dandelion. One day, they'll keep walking, and when they do, I have a feeling we'll miss these beautifully slow days more than we ever imagined. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me today. This week, I hope you find one ordinary moment to slow down for. Not because you have to, but because one day you might be grateful that you did. Please follow me on Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram. I'll see you next time.